selected scenes from Family Reels 3 and 4. There's my dear wife and my dad. This is in my parents' backyard. And this was February 10th, 1972. Are you good at reading lips, Sonny?
Sometimes.
Okay, what did you say there? This is my mother's idea of humor. They had a Volkswagen, and she bought new mats for the floor. So there's my dad with a bow in his hair. I remember this was a Sunday afternoon, and there's Gil.
Probably celebrating Gil's birthday and your birthday in February.
Yeah, Gil was Native American from the Tohono O'odham Reservation in Arizona. And my dad's going to put more flowers in his hair. Well, my wife was walking the dog, Bobo.
I think he was walking me.
And my wife took the camera. You took the camera and said, go and greet Gil. So Gil just held up 2 fingers. So I held up 3. My stupid attempt at humor. Anyway, there we are. We used to call Gil my brother because he lived with our family from the early 60s until he passed away in, I think, 2009. And there we are. We're about ready to go home after visiting with my parents after church on Sunday. And Nancy is in her car seat. My wife said, "Come on, Daddy. Let's go. Put that stupid camera down." And so that's Mom, of course. And there's Nancy in her sandbox. This particular Kodak film was just wonderful. Look at those colors. I think this was Kodachrome 2. It was called. They eventually stopped making it. And the replacement was not as good as this. Nancy in her sandbox. This was March 20th, 1972. She's had enough of the sandbox. There's Mommy and Nancy.
She must be cutting tooth.
And there we are on Memorial Day evening. Memorial Day 1972, the 29th of May. This was the 29th. In the backyard.
At your parents'?
At my parents' house in Van Nuys, California. We're just wrapping up our meal. There's Dad and Gil and Mom and
Uncle Gil.
Uncle Gil. The kids used to call him Uncle Gil.
That snow on the lawn?
No, it's not snow. In Van Nuys, California, I don't think it was snow.
Joking.
I don't think Van Nuys even exists anymore, does it? This is 2020. And
I made her little outfit there.
you made that outfit?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she was playing with that puppet. The dog was Bobo. Not B-O-B-O, B-E-A-U. B-E-A-U. Bobo. You got the concept, Nancy? You know how to do it? Well, maybe. Time to clean up. Now, this was June 14th, 1972. I kept pretty accurate records of my home movies.
Flag Day.
Did you say Sunday?
Flag Day. June 14th is Flag Day.
Oh, okay. Oh, honey, cut this out. Nancy is just playing in her bedroom. And see that little riding toy by the door?
Yeah, Fisher Price toy.
I think that was made by Fisher Price.
Yep.
We had in my hometown, East Aurora, New York, two guys, Herman and Irving. Herman started making toys in his garage, wooden toys in his garage. This is true. And Irving came along and put up the money to start a business. This was in the 1920s. And my dad, Herman and Irving were guys you'd see around town. They were of my dad's generation, and my dad knew both of them. And they started this toy company, and they call it Herman and Irving's Toys.
They did not.
But no, I'm telling this story. They struggled, and finally they called in a high-priced consultant. And I think they paid him a couple $1 million. And he said, you got to change, you've got to stop calling your toy company Herman and Irving's Toys. What kind of a name is that? Use your last names. So they did. They used their last names, Fisher and Price. And that today is Fisher Price Toys. And the international headquarters of Fisher Price is still in my hometown of East Aurora, New York. On many of the Fisher Price boxes, if you buy toys, they say Fisher Price Toys, East Aurora, New York, in very tiny print. And after high school, I worked for Fisher Price for a while. Toys are not made there anymore. You know, they were bought by Mattel, and they're made in China, I guess, and all that. But the international headquarters is still in East Aurora. Anyway, the story I told you about the name of the company is completely false. They never did call it Herman and Irving's Toys. It was always Fisher Price. Nancy is playing with Daddy's keys. June 1972. This is June 24th, 1972. And if you look very carefully, you're going to see a key. She's trying to figure out how that works. You're going to see a key that has a number on it that says 283. There it is. See that key? That's a 283 key. That key, at that time, opened all of the studios, all of the disc rooms, all of the edit rooms at Capitol Records in Hollywood, because that's where I worked. Didn't open the front door, but that was my 283 key that got me in if I had to go in.
I bet you had to turn it in when you retired.
You know, I may still have it. I don't know. I suppose maybe I retired in 2006, so maybe I turned it in. Maybe I've still got it. I don't know. But I used to go to work early, and that got me in the door. In the door of the studio where I worked. Now, I took a little trip with my dad to Fraser Park, and you get to Fraser Park on the 5, right? Route 5, going north. There's my dad and his Volkswagen Beetle. Not mine, that was his. And we're just enjoying a day in the snow. We're frolicking in the snow at Fraser Park.
It's so deep. Look at how deep it is.
Yeah.
It's all of 3
Oh, that's
inches,
Southern
maybe.
California snow. That's definitely not East Aurora snow. My dad, when my mom and dad moved out here in 1968, it was rainy, and we had a real spell of rain in January of '69.
And it rained 14 days straight.
Yeah, and people were complaining about the rain, and my dad said, well, at least you don't have to shovel it. Because East Aurora would get a lot of snow. I've got a old home movie of my Uncle Alan blowing the snow. That's another Uncle Alan on the snowblower. That's a good one. Anyway, Dad and I are just sort of walking around Fraser Park. This was January 20th, 1973. And we stopped to eat.
Yeah, we've eaten at that place before.
I don't know what that place was or where.
Oh, it kept changing names, but you know.
Was that in Fraser Park?
Yeah.
Oh, this is Bob and Gil's birthday party. Gil was born on, I think, January 29th.
Correct.
And I was born February 2nd, Groundhog Day. And so we always celebrated our birthdays together. Now you say to yourself, okay, why aren't we seeing Bob or Gil? Well, two middle-aged guys opening presents isn't particularly interesting, so I cut it out. But I do have a shot of Gil in here. Dad is trying to show Nancy how to give her doll
Bear.
a horsey ride. He's saying, now, okay, just sit there.
It's a panda bear.
Well, yeah, but it's not alive. See, and you do it like this, Nancy. You just bounce up and down, bounce your foot up and down. Dad used to love to play with the kids. Oh, he had such a good time. He had more fun than they did.
Yeah.
There's Gil. I guess he got a new radio. I don't know what I got on my birthday in 1973.
Your birthday present came later on May 8th.
Oh, there's Gil and Betty Lou in the kitchen and Mom.
See, your birthday present is cooking in the...
Yes. Betty Lou is pregnant with our son, who was born May 8th, 1973. Okay, we're up at the snow. Did you ever try to put a mitten on a little child?
It wasn't easy.
Try to get the thumb where it belongs. And
I thought they would be easier to get on than all for 5 fingers, so that's
Than
why
gloves.
I bought the mittens because I thought they would be
bought mittens instead of gloves. And it took about a half hour to get the one on, and oh, there we go. Looked like Nancy wanted to
pull it off.
pull it off.
Yeah, we never did get the other one on.
There's me. I think we're having mitten problems. You got to get that thumb in there, Nancy. Come on.
She doesn't have the concept.
Okay, done. Mittens are on. Thumbs are in the proper place. And we're going for a walk. Here we are. Wave to the camera. Wave to the lens.
She doesn't want to sit down. She doesn't want to get down.
Was she afraid of the snow?
She fell. Remember? Right.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
You cut probably. You didn't do what my daddy always used to do. We used to get under the tree and he used to shake it. And he says, "This is what it looks like when it snows."
Well, I have seen what it looks like when it snows.
But she hadn't.
No, I should have. I should have done that.
Well, being born in California, we have to improvise.
You have to improvise. I didn't have to improvise. I saw it coming down plenty. Now this was the same day. This was after we got back on the 19th of February, 1973. And Nancy was in a pensive mood, standing at the fence, and I just figured, why not just I call this sequence Nancy at the Fence.
Kind of like watching paint dry.
What did you say?
I said it's kind of like watching paint dry.
Oh, watching the grass grow. Yeah, but this is a real live child. It's not the same as watching paint dry or watching the grass grow. I mean, we're watching the deliberations of a real live child who is contemplating a fence. A lot of contemplation going on until she finally got tired of the fence. See, the toboggan is still in the car, in the trunk, because we had just gotten home from the snow. And that's it. That's the end of Family Reels 3 and 4, Selected Scenes.